And we are back on Talk of the Town, and for this segment I'm going to try and sit up really straight, keep both of my feet on the ground, be in alignment, because we're talking about chiropractic care, which is one of my favorite topics and something that has helped me even throughout my life, as we are bringing in Dr. Jeff Aberle from Aberle Chiropractic. How you doing, Doc?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. You know, a lot of people complain, especially, I think even more in the winter, but you know, throughout the year you'll have people complaining about my muscles are tight, I feel a general soreness, if you will. Why do our muscles get so tight?
It's the chicken or the egg scenario. People will say, well, it's my muscles that are tight that are pulling the bones out. And other people say, well, it's my bones that are out that are making the muscles tight. What it is, it's actually the bones of the problem. And the simplest analogy is this. If you take a whole bunch of kids' building blocks and you just stack them up one on top of one another, and if everything is perfectly aligned, you can compress that with a lot of force. I mean, if you added maybe 10 times the force of gravity, you could probably actually burst one of the blocks. But now if you take that same stack and you now start skewing the different blocks that are there, if you start compressing it, very quickly that thing is just going to buckle up from underneath you, okay? But if you take that same stack of skewed blocks and now you tip the whole thing so it's a leaning tower, you know, like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, well, the thing is just going to fall, just with gravity, right? But on our spines, we actually have muscles that can help hold that crooked stack up. And that's where the muscle tightness comes from. It's that our bodies are twisted and the bones are not aligned properly in the body, and so muscles hold us up. And it's actually doing us a great service. The tight muscles that we have are actually holding us up. Okay. So we don't want to actually try to loosen that through direct manipulation type means. We want to actually change the structure, and then the muscles will loosen up on their own. It's fascinating. So it's actually that way, not the muscles tightening up, pulling the bones out.
Well, say I'm misaligned, why not go see an MD? Why do I need chiropractic care?
Well, MDs don't typically deal with that stuff. You have a profession called osteopathy, and those are medical doctors that will also do some manipulation as well. But typically it's the chiropractic profession that deals strictly with bony alignment, and they deal specifically with these headaches that are caused from bony malpositions. Physical therapists too some of them do bony manipulation as well, but it's primarily the chiropractic profession that handles that.
I know people that have a lot of chronic pain issues as well. Is chiropractic something that can treat chronic pain?
Yeah, if the chronic pain is due to something bad, like something medical, like cancer, or some other clearly a medical condition, then chiropractic is probably not going to touch and help that. But if it's due to like chronic headaches, and especially if no one can find a reason for it, if it's low back pain, chronic low back pain, you believe that people that are on disability just due to low back pain. And yes, as you unwind their bodies, all that stuff can disappear. Now, it's not always quick, but it's slow, and as you unwind their bodies, all that stuff goes away. As you're realigning the structure, the muscles don't have to hold you up as much, and you get better.
You know, a topic that we talk about sometimes, or I have with people, something called brain fog, anxiety. I think my brain fog usually goes away after a cup of coffee, but what is brain fog and anxiety? How does chiropractic care treat that?
Brain fog is just a kind of a generic name for feeling out of it. And what you're talking about is just kind of morning waking up thing, right. So coffee can help that. Brain fog, coffee does not help with. If it helps, maybe just a touch. But it's this feeling out of it. I describe it to people as it's like, do you feel like you have a veil over your existence? And people will go, yeah. Or they feel they can't formulate sentences real quickly. They have to think really hard about everything they're going to say, and everything they do is kind of a chore. That's brain fog, and that is due to you got to understand, the spinal cord, your lifeline, the spinal cord itself goes through the spinal column. And as these bones get out of position and as things get twisted up and distorted, it distorts the spinal cord. And then it can distort the brain stem, which controls all your natural functions, all your automatic functions, and it'll make you feel out of it. And they just sometimes 1 or 2 treatments and that can go away. It's really, really fun.
Another topic that I come across a lot now that I'm getting more gray hair is old age, and you see with old age slumping a lot of times. Yeah. Can that be prevented?
Yes, it can. But once you're there, I mean, if you're 7 years old, there's no, and you're really bent over, I mean, chances of me getting you to pop up like a 40-year-old are pretty slim again. But it's a preventable thing. And what it is as the body, over the life, as you get bones shoved forward, there is no muscles to pull them back. It is the one thing you need chiropractors for, is the forward position of bones. And that's what makes us slumpy. And people always equate it to age, but as you age, as time goes on, you get more and more of these bones knocked out of place. That's really what's going on.
Check it out. I'm a big believer of chiropractic care. Dr. Jeff Aberle with us from Aberle Chiropractic over on East Broadway. Doc, thanks for stopping in.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate it. We'll be back with more Talk of the Town coming up next on CW57.